What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the final original Xbox exclusive racing games. Let's check it out. Alright, first up, guys, we got Circus Maximus, Chariot Wars. A little bit of a hidden gem here for the original Xbox. A little diamond in the rough. Let's check out some gameplay. Alright, so that's Circus Maximus. Pretty rough looking. However, actually surprisingly a really fun game. If you can find it. I'm going to go on record and say this is probably fairly uncommon. In Europe, they got it on the PS2. In America, we got it on the Xbox. So it is exclusive to the original Xbox. Pretty cool game. Kind of unique. I can't really think of any other chariot games, let alone like a chariot racing game. I mean, I'm sure there's some games that might have had some chariot aspects to them, but not like a full-on chariot racing game. It's a really fun game. I actually recommend this if you do find it for a decent little price. Alright, next up here is something, being a car guy, I really thought I would love this game. Out of all the different kind of genres of the car hobbyist, you've got your drag racing, your drifting, your stance guys, your slammed guys, your air ride guys. There's so many different genres of you got your people that like to restore, people that like to just buy brand new cars, all different genres of people into cars. This is a drag racing game. IHRA Drag Racing 2004. Also a little bit hard to find. And funny enough, this is made from Bethesda. Yes, that Bethesda. So kind of weird. Visually not a good looking game. It almost is like a weird, almost cel-shaded look to the vehicles, but then at the same time it's just like cartoonish looking. So I can't really tell if they were like trying to go for cel-shaded or if it was just cartoony looking. Let's check out some gameplay real quick. So sound-wise and like, you know, they've got line lock in the game, or, you know, again, if you're into drag racing, you know what that is. Like, they put in the effort and like researched it and figured out like what they should be doing to make a good drag racing game. So I'm not going to hate on it. I was not good at this game. So, you know, if you find it for super cheap and you might be into drag racing, could be a cool little game for you. However, there's really no, it's mainly just predominantly like kit cars or like that kind of thing, whereas there's no like infinite amount of Camaros and Mustangs and Chargers, Challengers, all that different stuff. It's mainly just like, you know, that kind of race car, not like the stuff that I would personally want to race. Next up, got something really cool here. The case is cooler than the game. World Racing for the original Xbox. This is all Mercedes cars in this game. I presume they must have had some kind of partnership with Mercedes for this. But check out that cover. The Mercedes right there. It's holographic. That's sweet. I remember picking this up with my cousin, literally picking it up, and I'm like, oh man, look at that cover, that's sweet. And I couldn't wait to pick it up and put it in and try it. And let's just check out some gameplay. Alright, so visually, environmentally, the game is phenomenal and looks fantastic. The cars haven't aged the best looking, but you could still make out what they are. It's a cool game, I'll give it that. However, if you're going to go for one, I would go for World Racing number 2. They kind of just upped everything in the game. They added more cars, different brands, that kind of stuff. Visually, again, really good looking game this time around. They really increased the visuals and everything. Really good looking game, so let's check out some gameplay of this too. So, I'm going to go on record again and say that this is actually pretty uncommon. This took a long time to find this copy. I actually looked at eBay while I was recording and making this video. There's really only 5 or 6 of them on there, so it's a pretty uncommon game. I don't know that I'd pay out the wazoo for this. However, it definitely has its fun, so it's a fun little game. Alright, next up here, we got an icon, a legend. However, the first iteration of this game is really not that good. Having played all the rest of them and going back to this one, not that good. The original Forza. Alright, so Forza. Obviously, we are now on the 8th iteration of the mainstay Forza Motorsports, and I think they're now on 5 Horizon games. So that's like the offshoot of Forza, whereas that's more arcadey, and Motorsports is more of a sim racer. However, if you go back and play this one, you'll definitely find this game cheap. Not at all hard to find. If you buy an Xbox, this will probably be with your Xbox, just because that's how many copies of this are floating around. Is it a bad game? No. But is it a good game? Also no. At the time, it probably was okay. Forza 2 is when the game like just became its own entity, where it was like a household name and a really good flagship racing game that like there's a reason there's like 15 of them at this point, because they're good. The first one though, really not that good. Controls are not that tight. Not that many options on like ABS, braking lines, all the different, steering lines, angle lines, all that different stuff you could do. You can't really do much modification to the cars other than like paint and stuff. So it's pretty bare bones, if I'm being honest with you. The car selection for an older 6th generation game is not bad. There's definitely a pretty good variety of cars. Unlike the rest of these games, there's really not that many cars you could pick from. This has a decent amount, but again, Microsoft obviously had the budget to get all the licenses for all the different car companies. But if you're curious about the original game, pick it up. But like honestly, I'd probably just kind of avoid this one. All right, next up, we have 2 games that I mentioned in episode number 2 that these were actually kind of better than the Colin McRae games, and that being the Rally Sport Challenge games. So this is Rally Sport Challenge 1. Let's check out some gameplay.
Over crest, into easy left, into easy right, tightens, caution ditch. Easy right. Tightens in left, over bridge. Easy right, into long, easy left. Over crest, into medium right, tightens, careful narrows.
Alright, so that was the gameplay for Rally Sport Challenge 1. The sound effects and just the ambiance and the scenery of everything, and just zipping and zobbing and bobbing between all the trees, and then going from gravel to pavement, going up a hill, down a hill, jumping into an ice level, going into the desert, all that stuff. It really makes this very fun. Now, with that being said though, if you're going to get it, you may as well just get Rally Sport Challenge 2, because not only is this one in 480p, they added way more cars, way more tracks, it looks even better, it plays even better, everything about it is better. Let's check out some gameplay. Alright, so that's Rally Sport Challenge 2. This is a series that I really think Microsoft could bring back, even if they change the name to something else. I really believe that if they were to have Forza Horizon, and a third racing genre, back to back to back, it would make it less stagnant every time when there's a Forza, then it's Forza Horizon, then it's Forza, then it's Forza Horizon, then it's Forza. So if they had 3, like, it would make it less repetitive for them to have like 3 legit racers. So I really feel like this could be a good contender for Microsoft to bring back. Alright guys, next up we have 3 games that are all essentially the same. I'm only going to show gameplay for one of them, and that'll be the last one. We got Moto GP 1, Moto GP 2, and Moto GP 3. Let's check out some gameplay. Alright guys, so that's Moto GP from THQ. They are exclusive to the original Xbox. This was right before THQ went defunct and lost the license to the Moto GP, and then it eventually went to Namco, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Moto GP license has bounced around between different companies over the years. So these were the last THQ Moto GP games, and in America they were exclusive to the original Xbox. Now, it's a cool game. Would I buy them? Maybe number 3. If you're really curious and like really want to give it a shot, just to say that you tried a motorcycle game, they're not terrible. But again, get it very cheap if you're going to get it. It just kind of leaves you wanting more. The controls are just, I don't know. To me, they weren't great. The sense of speed is there though. Out of any car game or racing game that I've played on the original Xbox, this has the best sense of speed when you hunker down on the bike and you just see everything blurring beside you, but your guy stays not blurry, neither does your bike and everything. It really gives you a good sense of speed, and you actually genuinely do feel like you're zooming down the straights at like 200 miles an hour. And for that standpoint alone, it could be worth $5 to pick up this game if you can find it cheap. Now, you know I always save something juicy for the end. If you're a Nintendo guy, you probably like Wave Race. So, the original Xbox, they were competing with Nintendo way back in the day. They were like, hey, we should probably have a Ski-Doo game. Carve for the original Xbox. Let's check out some gameplay. Alright guys, so that's Car for the original Xbox. This was a pretty early on game in the original Xbox. but it still actually looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Very fun little game here. Good pick up and play game, good little multiplayer. However, something that does kind of irritate me about this game is you don't have to do the tricks, but you kind of have to do the tricks to win the races. So when you perform a trick and you land it, then you boost, and then you get ahead. Now, some of the tricks can be done like handstands and this and that, like just while you're driving straight in the water. However, a lot of them pretty much are flips and this and that while you're in the air. And you have to perform those in order to get the speed boost, to get around the other people that you're racing, blah, 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 blah. It's a racing game. You understand how that works. I feel like the tricks they kind of hinder the game. Like it should have just been a straight up racing game that had tricks, but not the boost feature. I think like it should have had the boost, but not like you have to boost to win these races. And I feel like it kind of like takes away from it, because it's like if I'm playing Hydro Thunder, I accept that the motor vehicle that's a futuristic jet boat might have a nitrous system on it. But a Ski-Doo doesn't have a nitrous system on it, let's be honest. So it just, I'm picking at straws here, but it just seems a little unrealistic that you get like a speed boost while you're on the Ski-Doo, and then you pretty much have to do them, and then you have to, and again, to keep in the theme with, boats and Ski-Doos, you have to go between the buoys and whatnot, which is cool, but boosting around them, and then it just doesn't work too well. With that being said, though, I do recommend the game, and I think you will actually enjoy the game once you get used to the controls and doing all the tricks and this and that. It's actually a very good game. So, that's going to wrap up part 3 of the original Xbox exclusive racing games. Hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned, because I got some more original Xbox content coming. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below if you have any of these games, or if you have any experiences or childhood memories with some of these games. And as always, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...